this is the process, the domain expiration process, and it's important to understand because it took me a while to figure it out actually, because GoDaddy and all the registrations don't really make it clear. So a domain gets purchased. Everybody goes out, wants to start a business, they buy a website. And usually for a year, you know, because we're all, you know, hurting these days, or whatever. So the domain starts to expire, say, in 2 months. I know GoDaddy sends out a renewal email. They send out 60 days, 30 days, 15 days, 10 days, 5 days, and then the day before saying that this site is going to renew. I don't know what the other registrars do because I don't use them. Then the date comes and the domain expires. Now, once that domain expires, GoDaddy or the registrars can't do anything about it. They can, but you have to, the original owner has to pay $80 to get it back because it's called redemption. It goes into a redemption period for like 30 days. So if it's your site, you can call GoDaddy, and people will call me and go, man, Google's holding my site hostage, and then they tell me that you bought it. I'm like, that's okay, I'll give it back to you. You bitch, man, gosh, I can't, do you even know what this domain is? That's okay, I'll give it back to you. You know, they just go on, call me names. And I'm like, no, I'll just give it back to you. Yeah, right, sure, okay. So anyway, I get some good phone calls because, you know, we're buying hundreds of sites every, you know. So the GoDaddy auctions, this is where it starts, and this is where it gets exciting. So while it's in this period for 30 days, it goes into the expiring domain, and that was the yellow one where you had to be a pro member at Freshdrop to get access to that. Although you could go to GoDaddy and see what's expiring. They just don't have all the stats, you know, the page rank, and they do have age, so that's actually something that's good. And now that Freshdrop's not even reporting backlinks, that might be a tool I need to make, you know, go into that thing. But anyway, this stays in here for 8 days. And if it doesn't get purchased, then it goes into the closeouts. And it starts at $11 the first day it's there. And then the next day, so every 24 hours is like a new auction. And it goes down to $5. And that's the last day that it is there. So I don't know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that you can purchase it. I tend to try to wait till it's $5 since I'm depending on it. If it's a really hot site and we find it in $11, I'll snatch it up, of course. And I would do it with this too. In fact, in here, in the good old days, I would just have a random set price that I would just put on all the PR3s and 4s. It was $32 for a PR3, I think $55 for a PR4, and I just let it ride. Just let it ride. Whatever I got. Didn't care. Just put them in my networks. So say I bought it, and then I got to wait 5 to 8 days for it to drop into my account. Because remember, it's still in the redemption period and somebody can actually come and get it. And that happens to us too. We'll buy a domain and the original owner will come back from GoDaddy and all of a sudden I'll get a refund notice from the $12 that I spent or something like that. So if nobody buys it then, then it goes into my account after 5 days. Then if it doesn't, nobody buys it, and all the other places, Snap Domains, or you know, all these, they don't have something like this. What they do is they have auctions, but you got to wait. Snap, Name, JetPool, there's others too. You got to wait for the domain to drop. So then these guys, because they're not registrars, they're companies that go out and try to snap those domains, snap them up. You know, so then you have to pay $69 for them. And they lose their age because they dropped. They have dropped from the registrar. So that's real important. If you do it with GoDaddy, they're still in the same registrar, so they do not lose their age in the whois. Now, you could argue and say, well, they have history in archive.org, and that's true, they do. They could have history. I don't know. I like both. And as long as I can get both, I'm going to get both. So that's another reason why I stick with GoDaddy. And the price difference, $69 for something I can get for $5 over registration.
So do the other registrars have something?
You know, I think Moniker might. I'm looking for other registrars. If you know of any, I'd like to know of them. I think I just saw one in the last couple months. It wasn't as big as GoDaddy, of course, and I wasn't finding anything. but I think it's probably a business model that will probably start coming more into play. I'm surprised not many more people do it.